What's up everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today I am going to give you my spoiler review of the film adaptation of Les Mis, starring Hugh Jackman, Russell Crowe, Anne Hathaway, Eddie Redmayne, Sacha Cohen, and a lot of other really cool people. Um, First of all, I gotta say a few things. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe, like, and share this video. Second thing, I apologize if I butcher any of the pronunciation of the characters' names in this film. Third thing, I am so grateful that I got my bug for acting reinvigorated with the Wicked movies coming out over the last few years. And I promise you, and through that bug getting reinvigorated, I really got into acting again, obviously, but I've also really gotten into theater and musical theater and plays and all that stuff. And um and if you've been watching the channel for any amount of time this year, you would probably know that. But if you're new, I promise you that this passion of mine, when I really get into something, this is how I've been since I've been a kid. When I really get into something, I really, really get into something, and that something becomes one of my passions and one of my loves for the rest of my life. So expect a lot more of me covering acting on this channel coming your way. And yeah, but this movie's great. So it's a drama musical, and this movie is based off of a legendary play. Like, even if you don't know theater, and I'm still learning theater, I'm still learning about acting and theater, and I'm still learning about everything that I cover on this channel every single day. Like, I'm a student still. I know a fair amount, but every day I'm learning new things about the things that I love, right? So for me, this film was incredible. What makes this musical different than any of the musicals that I've seen so far is it's all sung. What do I mean by it's all sung? So like in Greatest Showman or Wicked or Frozen, there's like acting moments too, like of them speaking. This movie, it's all sung, right? It's sung all the way through. So like, when John gets angry, he sings. When Javert gets angry or is feeling something, he sings. When Anne Hathaway's character gets angry or she's feeling something or she's about to pass away, she sings, right? Like, so that's what makes this musical different, right? But like this musical takes place in the French Revolution time, right? And and you have Hugh Jackman and Russell Crowe are starring as the two leads of the film, Javert and Jean-Luc, and and you have you like, it's basically a story of Jean-Luc John trying to redeem himself, and because what happens is it picks up with him getting paroled from prison, and but Javert is like, be careful, because if you do anything wrong again, I will hunt you down for the rest of my life, and I swear I will make you face justice if you do anything wrong again, right? And like so Jean-Luc is like, I'm free now. I'm going to see what this world has to offer me. I've spent 19 years in prison for stealing bread John Luke stole some bread so his sister's son could eat, right? Because his sister's son was starving, and so he stole some bread, and he got arrested for it, and he was only supposed to serve 5 years, and then um he 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 ran away, so he ended up serving 19 years. But this film is a story of redemption, like because once John Luke gets out of prison, then he goes on the journey of redeeming himself. So then, like, once, because he starts off like, and when I say like they just release him out of a prison, that's what they do. They release him out of a prison. He has no money to his name. He has like the clothes on his back, and that's it. So the movie starts off with him trying to find like a place to sleep and stuff like that, and a priest helps him out and is like, I have a warm bed, you can eat with us, you can sleep the night and stuff like that. Then then John Luke gets accused of stealing from the priest when the priest gave him like money to get him started, right? And then he's like, John Luke is no more. I am someone new, right? 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 I know I'm not the best vocalist, dude. I know I'm not the best vocalist, but I'm trying, all right? but he's like, someone new is I'm someone new now. Then it fast forwards like a few years later, and John Luke is a a a mayor of this town. John Luke kicks Anne Hathaway's character out because you find out, well, he doesn't know this at the time, but like all the girls are like, and I forget Anne Hathaway's character's name, but Anne Hathaway does a great job. The whole cast in this movie does a great job. Then the girls all like, so John Luke is running this town, right? He's the mayor of this town, and one of the places that a bunch of female workers work at is like they're making bread and all that stuff, like they're baking and cooking and stuff like that, and they find out that Anne Hathaway's character is stealing bread and money from the town, and John Luke, not knowing why she's doing this, kicks her out of the town basically, and it's like, and she's like, I have a child, I have a child, I'm stealing for him to eat and stuff like that. But here's the thing that John Luke did. He told one of his people to kick her out. He didn't interact with her himself, right? And then he finds her on the street like begging for food and stuff like that. Then she explains to him like why she was stealing from the town and stuff like that. And John Luke says, and a bunch of thieves and people and bad people kill Anne Hathaway's character, but before she dies, John Luke makes her a promise. He says, I will find your daughter and I will raise her as my own, right? So that's basically John Luke's mission throughout the film, to redeem himself, right? Because he still feels guilty for what he did, stealing the bread and kicking Anne Hathaway's character out of a town. And then while that's going on, Jafar comes back and is like, do I recognize you from a man with this strength escaped from the law years ago, right? He kind of recognizes Jean-Luc, and then he's like, no, this isn't Jean-Luc, right? Because this movie takes place over a long period of time, right? So like when we do the time jumps and stuff like that, all the characters age, right? So it basically turns into like Jean-Luc getting chased by Javert, and Javert realizing, hey, this man has changed his life around. I shouldn't have chased him as much as I did. I shouldn't have been a burden to him. So he ends up taking his own life, right? And then, um, and then, Jean-Luc is like, Jean-Luc made a promise to Anne Hathaway's character that, hey, I'm gonna raise your daughter as she's my own, like she was my own, right? And so he does that, but he still feels guilty for all the things that he did, right? Like stealing the bread and kicking Anne Hathaway's character out of the town. So he still feels guilty. So he ends up dying at the end too. Like this movie, it's a very good movie, and we'll talk about the musical stuff in a minute. But the performances in this movie are incredible. Like Anne Hathaway won an Oscar for this movie. Like that's how respected the movie adaptation of this play is, right? Speaking of plays, I'm very excited because I'm seeing my first stage production next week. I mean, not next. Yeah, my next stage production on like the 22nd of March. I'm seeing The Lion King in Detroit, the stage production. I'm very, very, very excited for that. But yeah, so like the performances in this film are great. But like there like all the acting scenes are done through song in this movie. Like so like when they're singing, like I know I've sang a bit in this video, but like I'm not doing it justice. Like I'm not Hugh Jackman, right? Or Anne Hathaway. Like bro, these guys are like hitting operatic notes, and I'm still learning my voice and stuff like that. Operatic notes, and like sometimes they switch their voice up in the song, right? They like right, because it's very like every character has kind of like a French accent, sort of, right? Because it's based in French. It's based in Europe, right? So some of the characters have a British accent when they sing. Some of the characters have like English accents. Some of the characters have French accents. Some of the characters like switch their timbre and vocal phrasing up for depending on what song they're doing, right? Like this movie's incredible, man. Like it's like like as I said, like acting theater, musical theater is gonna be one of my loves and one of my passions for the rest of my life, because one of the things about me that you should all know, when I really get into something, I get into that something, and I want to know every single thing about that. That's the autistic in me. And the performances in this, like, bro, like, Hugh Jackman's one of my favorite actors of all time. Yes. Hugh Jackman is the GOAT, bro. Like, dude, Hugh Jackman is the GOAT. This dude can go from very dramatic performances like Prisoners to a very dramatic musical performance like this one to like being Wolverine to like doing like The Greatest Showman, which is a very different type of character than John Luke is, to like he's such a good actor, bro. Like Hugh Jackman's the GOAT, or one of the GOATs, right? Like if you guys don't know who my three favorite actors are, my three favorite actors are Hugh Jackman, Cynthia Erivo, and Denzel Washington, right? And like this movie was insanely good. Now, would I recommend this if you guys are like me and you guys are and I went into this movie with no expectations. Like, I'm probably gonna do a video tomorrow on just being open to things, because I consider myself a role model on this channel, and I want to dive into why I think you should be open to things and stuff like that. I went in to this movie with no expectations. Yes, there was people that I like in it, but my goal for this year is just to be more open to things and to go into things with no expectations, right? And this movie blew me away. It blew me away with all the things that they do in this movie. Like, again, it's a very sad movie. Like, if you're looking for a comparison and you don't know you don't know like theater and stage plays and at all, right? I would compare this to like Game of Thrones. Like that it kind of really reminded me of Game of Thrones when I was watching this, right? But yeah, like this movie's incredible. The performances are incredible. There's notes in this film where I'm like, how the heck are they hitting that, dude? Like, cause all the like, there's like every dialogue exchange in this film is sung, right? And so all of these actors are elite level singers, because I watched an interview with Hugh Jackman a while ago, right? And he said actors on actors with Cynthia Erivo, and he said, or was it with Emily Blunt? I don't remember. It was either with Cynthia Erivo or Emily Blunt, because he's done actors on actors multiple times, and he's like, oh yeah, we sung all the Les Mis stuff live, because this movie's from 2012, so it's an older film, but it's an incredible film. Now, again, would I recommend this as somebody's first musical? I would recommend you watch it at some point, but as your first musical, like, cause my mom, so like, my mom knows musical theater a bit as well, and I'm like, Mom, would I like Les Mis? And she's like, maybe, right? If this was my first musical, I don't know if I would have understood it, right? Because it's a very different musical than any other musical that I've seen so far, right? Because it's all sung, right? Which I find very cool and very, very unique and very different. But like, if you're looking for something to get into like the theater genre and the musical theater genre, I would say like Wicked or like even though Sinners isn't a musical, Sinners has very musical elements in it, right? Like, so I would recommend like one of those three films, right? Like the Wicked, I would either recommend the Wicked films if you're looking to get into like musical and theater and all that stuff, or the Sinners film, right? Because that has a lot of like musical elements too, and you have great actors in it as well. Like, I was really impressed by this film. Like, if you can't tell by the review, like I don't like the ending, but literally I said to mom, I said to my mom, I'm like, I don't like the ending. And then she's like, well, buddy, welcome to drama, right? That's literally what she said to me. And I'm like, the reason why I don't like the ending, I'll explain why I don't like the ending, is because Jean-Luc redeemed himself, right? He redeemed himself. Like, the whole movie shows that. He raises Anne Hathaway's character's kid, right? And is her father, right? Like, he raises her and he raises her right, and even like Jafar, I mean, Lion King character, Javert is like, he feels guilty for chasing Jean-Luc for so long, right? And the reason I don't like the ending, yes, Jean-Luc did a bunch of terrible things, but he also redeemed himself for doing that. So I didn't like the ending very much, but other than that, I loved the movie. And thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this review. And if you enjoyed this review, please subscribe, like, and share this video. I would really appreciate it, and it would really help me out.